Hey, good morning. This is what I call my dorm room. It's where I kind of hang out and spend hours upon end. There's the computer. There's I'm growing plants. I just want to jump in. I've tried all week just to come up with some cohesive thought about everything you talked about in your last video letter. And I, it's not like the last word I want to say, but so listen, I think that I don't want to stop writing or creating, right? Um, I think that I have an aversion to actually going over the same kind of thing that I've been doing. Now, in my life, as far as lyrical, and I don't want to go over old ground, right? So, but I don't really want to talk about my aching neck in the morning, or that, my feet are really white. Yeah, sorry, that was a distraction. ADDS. Um, but I think from 2 years ago when I first started doing the like, I gotta just write songs, keep writing songs, just to get back into the practice. I was kind of broken up about my breakup, and missing, but just starting to get over it, and it's like, yeah, it's okay, we're friends, la la la. And that means a lot to me. Um, there was just massive changes in my life at that very minute. I left Longmont, so there's a lot of longing and wanting, and I think that's kind of been my, mo. It's kind of going over my own life, and with the thought that maybe it's not really something commercial, to harp on the same thing, but for me it was kind of like a catharsis just to get from point A to point B, which took 2 years for me basically. I mean, in another few months I would started this writing thing to, it'll be 2 years. I have left Evergreen just to get a different perspective because it was very dark. I'm feeling worthless, like, I'm not doing anything, I'm not working, I'm not really, it was, and the only thing I did was pick up the guitar, but which I'm glad I did. But because my normal morning is to go over songs that I'm writing and just practice my guitar parts against, a rhythm guitar track. And early morning when it's still dark, I go over lyrics. There's a change. I mean, it's not my aching back, and it's not that I find that if I don't shower every day, I start to look like a homeless guy. And I'm not going to show you that. So, but I find it interesting. I am now working two jobs, however. I am doing photography for banks and real estate agents for real estate. And this is the big kicker. I gotten a job last month, which I find fascinating. It's drug testing for the city, the county, the state of Colorado, and the federal government for U.S. parolees. It is just like it feels like I felt when I worked in my dad's shop, J&M Discount Store in Orlando, like in the late 70s and the early 80s, like even during degenerate times, you know. There's an interesting group of people, and I thought that I wanted to do this to give something back to people, just because I have not been in touch, and I love to be in touch with people and talk and joke and try things out and ideas, but I've not been doing that for 2 years. So I got involved in something here that's absolutely fascinating. It could be completely dull, but it is. My whole life is computers now. I mean, what I do and how I input data into the machine could really screw up these people's lives if I don't do it correctly. So there's that. It's not a full time. It's been between 20 and 30 hours a week, but I'm enjoying it. It's definitely when I get home at night, it's definitely like a oh my god kind of moment. So I try not to work more than 2 or 3 days in a row because it's just emotionally, melting. The sad stories, or the happy stories. Somebody's coming off parole, or somebody with a DUI is almost ready to get through their county sentencing or whatever like that. So that's cool. But I actually am responsible for getting hair samples, urine samples, da da da, and getting them put to the right place. So talk about doing something that's outside of your wheelhouse. So you're the only person I really told that to, and I told Keel, but I'm not. I think Allie knows a little bit, but I don't like to go into details. Anyway, um, everything is good. I feel much more freer. I feel a lot more calm. I have to get up and shower, get out of this homeless state, so to speak, and go do some photography. So that's cool. And school is doing really great. Um, it's been an eye opener. I think to bring the conversation into your points and what you were talking about, I pretty much have decided that I have no want or need to go on stage. I really don't care about that, and I find that I'm kind of lacking in that anyway. I've seen videos of myself. I am not a show person, even though I have a showman's personality. I guess it just comes down to my guitar playing or this or what have you. I'm not sure if it's the songwriting, but I do stay in certain genres. But I've really been practicing the guitar every day for 2 years, so it's getting much better. And I'm doing and writing what I want to do. I'm such a riff-oriented guy, you know? So there's just a lot of jangle guitar going on, and I'm happy with it. What I don't want to do is, again, for the third time, I think, go over the same material or like sound. I don't want to do what I remember John Lennon saying is, Paul's granny music. But that's kind of, it's that side of me is the Ray Davies side, for lack of any other. I don't have an Elvis Costello side, but I feel like I've done a lot of Elvis Costello songs in a weird way, or XTC, which is, it's just broadening my horizons of what I do. And I'm really taking my time with lyrics. A lyric that I wrote 6 months ago that I thought was really good. It's 6 months later I'm going like, well, that would be good if I did this, or I switch those lines because I can bring in this point. And I'm staying inside of that 3 minute, 30 second kind of frame. Very rarely do I even get close to 4 minutes. And when I play 5 songs in a row, and it seems like 15 minutes or less have gone by, it's like, okay. So I guess what I'm saying is that I'm doing it for myself. I'm not sure if I'll even get mentally involved in, like, with Michael Carpenter to do an album. I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. I do have all that over there. So I could actually conceivably, I don't have any other way to explain this, but Kevin Robertson, the whole process, and just do more. I'm also falling into, like, so I'm creating an album in my head. I'm going like, no one listens to albums anymore, and that's kind of what I've learned in school. Um, it's just, the SASP, even, I don't know. I mean, I still have this thing in the back of my mind where singles are kind of throwaway. Even though it might be the best thing you've ever written, singles just are like, boom, they're gone, they're here, they're gone. Now, it could be because there's millions and millions of singles being released every week. And, so anybody who's a creator like you and you got to go with the thought of, I'm going to say, and portray myself as however I want to do, because chances are no one's really giving a crap about it anyway. So it's like, rather than write about my poor aching back, I think I would rather just like write about how I'm feeling, maybe self-deprecating, or it could be like, I'm really unhappy, or like I'm really healing, or the hippie side of me. So which brings up the interesting kind of concept that, you know, making this pretend album in the back of my head, I've fallen into like, well, there's this like moon or dark side, and then there's this sunny side. So I wonder if a 10-song record with five really kind of like self-reflecting songs, and then five just kind of like, hippie, hey man, just upbeat, sunny. I don't know. I don't know how I can roll these together. I mean, I could do like, the song list on the back: white, white, black. Like, I'm happy. Oh, this is so depressing. I'm happy. Oh, this is so depressing. Again, people are going to think I'm nuts if they don't already. Anyway, I'm not sure if I even answered any questions, but I just felt compelled to actually send you something where I wasn't going over the same thing over and over and over. So to recap, everything's fine. I practice guitar every day. I'm writing every day. I have to make time for school with the two jobs. So that's been interesting. So I'm busy, but I'm very glad to be out of Evergreen and be back kind of home in Old Town Longmont. It's lovely, and I just saw a video of Devo with like 50,000 people in the audience. It's like, are they catching up? People are catching up to what you and I have known for 45 years. Yeah. So I hope this answers some questions or brings up some other points that we haven't, which I seriously doubt because I'm living in my own microcosm. I love you. I'm totally sure that we will finally put together the DG album, but I'm not in a rush. I don't think anyone really is. And like I said, I just want everyone to be happy about it. I don't want any sad feelings attached. But it sounds like everything is going good over on Blitz World, so I'm happy for him. I hope it's true. All right, I'm gonna go at 12 minutes and 20 seconds. See you later. Take care. Right back.